Alrighty guys, welcome back to Star Wars Reviews, and I am reviewing Star Wars Andor Season 1, Episode 2, which was directed by Toby Haynes and written by Tony Gilroy, and was released on September 21st, 2022, which was another good episode, very similar to the first one. It's pretty much just a direct continuation of the first one, but we do get introduced to some new characters, like Stellan Skarsgård's character, Luthen Rail. It's not like a whole lot, but he's in a few scenes, which it seems like he's the guy Bix knows, which Bix contacted him because Cassian has something to sell him and whatnot, which we know is this little Imperial box tech thingy, because we've already seen the scene where Cassian tried to sell it to Luthen because it was the one they released online. But we pretty much in the episode we see Luthen arrive on Ferrix and start to travel towards the town. While he's traveling there, he's on this little bus thingy, and he's this older dude is talking to him. I really loved that scene. I just really loved the just random conversations some of the characters are just having with just these random minor characters. I really like that. Obviously that older guy, he might end up coming back later in a later episode. I have no clue. But in the episode we also see Cassian learn about that the Corpos are after him, and that they know he is from Kenari, which I believe is in the visual guide for Rogue One. It had said that Cassian was from the planet Fest, which they actually answer that in this episode, because you see the Corpos kind of looking up info on Cassian, and his Imperial record just says he's from Fest. And in the episode we see Cassian kind of at his adoptive mother's house, Marva Andor, played by Fiona Shaw, which we get introduced to her character in this episode also, which that's when Cassian kind of learns that they know he's from Kenari, but I guess Marva and Cassian had said in his Imperial records or whatever that he was from Fest. So that's a neat call back to the visual guide, and kind of ends up not creating a contradiction. So I enjoyed that as a nerd who knows way too much about Star Wars. But like Luthen, we don't really get a whole lot of Marva in this episode. All we really do get is that one moment. But definitely interested to see her and Cassian's relationship, maybe how it started. There's been the flashback, so maybe we'll see how they met and whatnot. I don't know. So yeah, but in that moment also, Marva is worried about them knowing that Cassian's from Kenari, but it seems Cassian's been kind of telling people about it. For instance, Bix knows that that's where he's from and whatnot. But speaking about Bix, we do obviously get a lot more of her in this episode also. We see her with her I guess love interest, this man named Tim Carlo, which Tim, he's being a little bit of a snitch in the episode. He finds out about the stuff of Cassian, and it definitely seems like Bix had told him about Cassian being from Kenari, and so it seems like he turns Cassian in. So there's that. But there's some good moments between him and Bix also, and also some good moments with Bix and Cassian too. But we do get more of the Corpos in the episode also, the main one being Cyril Karn. We do get introduced to a new one named Sergeant Linus Mosk, which Mosk also wants to bring justice to those two dead Corpos, just like Karn does. So Mosk kind of hold the same ideals as Karn does. He does seem a lot more extreme though, which we'll kind of get into that more in a moment. But they find out about Cassian and whatnot on Ferrix and whatnot, so they head there with 12 other Corpos, which is what Mosk suggested, which they're on this ship, and we see Mosk kind of debrief those men about the plan and whatnot, which is extreme. Just bringing 12 men and then Mosk and Karn to just go after one man. But, Mosk, also talks about, if the civilians get in their way to kind of, deal with them also, which, once again, is extreme. But, Karn then also gives a speech, about sharing the moment with them and bringing justice, which doesn't motivate his men at all. Which Mosk, claps for him to get the other men to clap. But, obviously, like I said, Mosk, I would definitely say, is just a bad guy. He seems kind of extreme and whatnot. These corpos are kind of just security guards, I guess, but they're acting like cops against these civilians and whatnot, doing extreme stuff. And Mosk, I believe earlier in the episode, he tells Karn that he feels like the corporations should have a stronger hold on the civilians of, the planets and whatnot they have control over. So, Mosk definitely, I would say is a bad person, where Karn right now, I would say he's also a bad person. Just like Mosk, works for his corporation, basically as a security guard, acting like a cop. But, I do think there was maybe some doubt with him, kind of in the corpos and how they work and whatnot, with definitely how the chief inspector, I think Hein, whoever his title and name was, kind of wanted to not deal with these two dead corpos, which I do think will lead Karn down a different path. Right now I'm thinking the Imperials, he might join the Empire, but I do think there's a possibility he could go to the Rebellion, but right now I'm leaning towards the Empire. So yeah, but like I said earlier, we do get more flashbacks of Cassian on Kenari. We see him with his tribe head towards that ship. On the way, we see Cassian, or I guess at this point he goes by Casa, come across his big quarry, which seems like his plan is kind of being mined and whatnot. We do learn in the present day, when Cassian is talking to this guy who might get him off world, that Kenari has basically been destroyed by a mining incident or something like that. But back to the flashback, we see him and his tribe get to that ship. The one girl in the tribe kind of walks up and finds a bunch of these dead people in these uniforms. It seems like they might be separatists because there's logos on their uniforms which look like the separatist logo. I'm not fully sure. It looks a lot like the separatist logo, so I'm assuming it just is. But the one ends up still being alive, and they kind of get up and shoot the girl. So everyone else there uses their dart blower thingy to shoot their darts at the guy, which they shoot a crap ton, and then he dies. And they go then ahead to help out the girl. But Cassian then kind of looks back at the ship, and it seems like he might head in. And going off the trailers, he probably is going to head in. So yeah, but that's really just everything what happened in the episode. It was another solid episode. Just pretty much a continuation of the first episode. It definitely works better when watching, it directly after that first episode, which, is probably why they, release it at the same time. And like the first episode, it does kind of end pretty abruptly. So definitely interested to see how the third one ends. So yeah, but I liked everything in the episode, where everything's going with Cassian on Ferrex, kind of running away from the corpos, trying to find a way out, off world of Ferrex and whatnot. And definitely interested to see Luthen in the next episode meet Cassian and kind of where they go and whatnot. Also, just to learn more about Marva Andor and her relationship with Cassian. Just all the other characters like Cyril Karn, Linus Mosk, Bix Colleen, and all the rest of them. But I don't know. Really liked the episode. Great. I'm gonna give it an A-. So yeah. But that's gonna be it for this one. My review of episode 3 should be out soon, so you can check that out then. But In the meantime, check out my review for the first episode and everything else I've done for Andor and whatnot. And, everything else I've done. But, yeah, I've been Starzoon. I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Give it all at once to something real.
We've chosen a side. We're fighting against the dark.
There is an organized rebel effort. Drill down and get a hunt started.
You realize what you said in